everyone, it's author Sandra Wilson here in the Kindness Kangaroo Library with another kangaroo tale. Today's story is Clyde the Reindeer Learns to Fly by Brandon Detwiler. And as always with our stories, when you check the description below, you will find a link so you can get a copy of the book for yourself. Here we go. Clyde the Reindeer Learns to Fly. The quaking aspen forests of northern Arizona are home to many animals. However, one animal in particular, a reindeer, is the focus of our story. Clyde was a blue-collar reindeer who worked for T.M. Burr's Local 9 Beaver Logging and Forest Engineering Company. Clyde was happy in most aspects of his life. Steady job, nice house, good friends. But he always dreamed of something bigger. You see, Clyde wanted to be in the big show. His dream was to lead Santa's Christmas sled team. It was a big dream, but Clyde hoped one day to fulfill it. One Friday evening, on his way home from work, Clyde stopped at Wilbur Squirrel's news hut for a quick peek at current events. And there it was. Written on a neatly trimmed scrap of wrapping paper was Clyde's salvation. The note read, "Seeking a fast and motivated self-starter for leadership position. Ability to fly and head up a team of experienced reindeer for Christmas Eve package runs. Send name and address to Santa Claus's vacation home, care of Pinky the Elf, 1313 Candy Cane Lane, Scottsdale, Arizona. Also must have some form of light to guide a large sleigh." Clyde was speechless. He quickly put his name and address on a stamped postcard, mailed it, and ran home. That night, Clyde could barely sleep. He had the lighting part of the job covered. His logging hard hat with its extra bright halogen bulb would work just fine. But he began to worry about another aspect of the job description. Although Clyde was a reindeer and dreamed of the wind beneath his hooves, he could not fly. This was a problem he intended to solve. He decided to ask T.M. Burr, the smartest animal he knew, to help him learn to fly. The next morning, Clyde went to see T.M. and asked him to help devise a plan. T.M. said that he would be happy to help. He went about drawing blueprints, tinkering in his workshop, and brainstorming ideas to help a reindeer fly. He found this task would not be easy. First, he designed a catapult-type contraption that used a giant rubber band stretched between two aspen trees. Clyde stood in the middle of this rubber band and pushed backward with all his might. When he went as far as his strength would allow, he let go. The giant elastic band snapped Clyde forward and up into the sky. He floated above the forest floor, and for an instant, he flew. Then he began to fall back down and became lodged in the bough of a giant oak. T.M. shook his head and proceeded with his next idea. Clyde and Mr. Burr went over to the local ski lodge in Flagstaff. There, T.M. told Clyde to climb to the top of the ski jump, step to the edge, and cast himself down the hill. At the bottom, Clyde's speed and momentum would shoot him in the air and allow him to fly. Sure enough, Clyde flew. He flew for longer than the elastic attempt. However, he soon ended up in a snow-capped spruce. Back to the drawing board. Then Mr. Burr pulled out an experimental jet-propelled backpack he had been working on. He strapped it to Clyde's back, turned it on, and away that reindeer went. Clyde soared up above the trees. He was truly flying. However, T.M. had forgotten to add more gas to the pack. The motor sputtered, spurted, coughed, and finally stopped. Clyde descended back to the earth. Everything spiraled closer until splash! The next thing Clyde remembered, he was being revived by a small elf in an entirely pink swimsuit. Also, a giant bearded man was standing above him wearing a red and white t-shirt and swim trunks. "Are you okay?" the man asked. Clyde nodded. Then the man explained he was Santa Claus and that Pinky the elf had pulled the reindeer from the swimming pool at his vacation home in Scottsdale. Again, Clyde was speechless. He told Santa he was learning to fly so he could help out on Christmas Eve. Santa was very interested and impressed that a reindeer would try so hard just to fly. He told Clyde that the secret to flying is to eat a single snowflake from the North Pole. Luckily, Pinky had stored some in the refrigerator between the cheese ball and the eggnog. Clyde was given a single snowflake. He swallowed it and waited. Nothing happened for a few moments. Then Clyde closed his eyes and began to feel like he was floating. He opened them up and saw that he was hovering above Santa and Pinky. Finally, he could fly. Santa asked Clyde if he would like to guide the sleigh on Christmas Eve. It seemed Rudolph broke his nose playing reindeer games and was not able to lead. Clyde was so excited his dream had finally come true. That December, Clyde led a team of reindeer and a sled full of toys on the big show of Christmas. And there. Now what a fun story about following our dreams and adding some determination not to give up and to keep trying. And lo and behold, Clyde tried enough that he was able to have his dream come true. So I hope you enjoyed this story. I hope you click on the link in the description below to get the story for yourself. I hope you like the video and subscribe to our channel. And I hope you join us next time here in the Kindness Kangaroo Library when we share another kangaroo tale. Bye-bye!